I'm very, very honored that y'all are here tonight. I'm really excited to hopefully bring a little bit of more clarity to your case studies. And I just want to go over a little bit about what the Skin Games is. It's a one-of-a-kind event. It's unique and focuses on showcasing your skills and expertise. And it was created to recognize what you all's innovation and your excellence. A little bit about who I am. I am Kelly Wolcott. I have been a licensed esthetician since 2000. So that means I'm starting year number 25, and it has been 25 very interesting years. I'm a Sedesco diplomat. I have some ITEC certifications, a lifetime NCEA certification, and my commitment to education was made when I graduated from aesthetic school. I decided that I was going to learn something new every single year, regardless of what happened, since all the certifications, or hence all the certifications. That also led me to the Skin Games. I was a player in 2020, played in age management, acne, pigmentation, and we had a selfie category then because it was COVID time, and I lost the ability to work on my player or my model. She had to go, we had to all go into quarantine, so I couldn't see her anymore. So it's kind of an interesting time for everybody. Participating in the Skin Games in 2020 led me to have the opportunity to serve as Director of Judges. So this is my fourth year. I'm starting my fourth year as Director of Judges, and very honored for this position. I also still have my own skincare studio. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. And I have launched a education platform for beauty professionals, sharing what I've learned over the last 25 years in the industry. That's who I am. What is the Skin Games? I like to review this just so that we all realize that it's just so much more than a competition. It's an international skincare competition and award show that's open to beauty professionals from around the world. And the mission is to recognize and celebrate beauty professionals by providing them a global platform to showcase their skills and expertise. I don't know if many of you know this as well. The Skin Game seeks to recognize impactful beauty professionals by hosting the compassion category. We had a great auction last night. It was amazing. I got to hop on there the last hour or so. It was my daughter's birthday, so we were doing stuff with that last night, but was able to hop on, and they raised, I think it was over $8,000 for the compassion category. So the compassion category highlights beauty leaders that are bettering their communities globally and inspiring others to do more good. It seeks to recognize these beauty professionals that work to make their community better. They have a different judging process than the skin competition that you're in. This process includes 5 videos, a written questionnaire, and a 30-minute interview. The judges evaluate heart, soul, time, and effort, as opposed to just your results. So there's two levels for this. There's 2 prize levels. One are for those of you who already have a nonprofit or a 501c3, or I believe you can be working with a nonprofit to do, depending on how that is set up. That has a larger cash prize than if you are just doing acts of service in your community. So the second one has a smaller cash prize, and they can also help you set up and move into a 501c3 should you work into that. I do know that we have one more auction scheduled, and that if you are involved in a nonprofit or you are doing things in your community to help others, this is absolutely a great way to gain access to some incredible support and funding and recognition. So check that out. What are the benefits of participating as a player? I go over the benefits of serving as a judge with my judges, but participating as a player, it allows you to gain exposure and recognition where you can showcase your skills and expertise on a global scale. You get feedback and improvement. Our judges are instructed to provide you all with constructive and positive feedback that will help you improve your skill set. This feedback will also allow you to fine-tune your skills, your techniques, and improve the quality of your work, which in turn allows you to gain new clients, develop marketing material at the show and during this entire year. Whether I don't know if you all spend a lot of time on the Skin Games social media platforms. I believe a lot of you do. You can network with our industry leaders now. You can get in on that social media platform and start talking to our vendors and our sponsors and asking questions and engaging in the conversations that are happening. Those can set up opportunities for you, for your business and your career growth, just by all of those connections of networking. And it happens a lot at the Skin Games. It's how I ended up where I am. And I also was able to meet a lot of really cool people. Like, I know the distributor for Clayton Chagall now, and she's pretty amazing. And I'm going to pick on you a lot because you dared to show up here, Robin. But connecting with Robin, I've connected with the owner of Skin Wand Pro, and she's amazing too. I've been able to meet the editors for Dermoscope magazine, and just all of the opportunity that you get by being there in person. It is more than just a competition. So it's very exciting, the opportunities that you're going to gain from participating in the Skin Games. So congratulations to you. You've made it this far. I know how nerve-wracking this is. Brenda, I caught a little bit of your live the other day, and girl, you spoke truth. You spoke the truth. This is a very overwhelming, nerve-wracking, intense thing that will make you cry. It just will.
It's going to be worth it, though. It's already worth it. Kelly, it's already worth it. And I told Jennifer, I had my meltdown and I picked myself up. I said, I'm good now. I just had to have my cry and I'm good. So
yes, it is. And it's hard. So please don't think that your efforts are not being recognized and are not understood. We all understand. Most of the judges have been players before. If not, we do have former players that have spoken to, and shared their experiences and how difficult this is. It's not a small thing that you've decided to undertake, asking people to evaluate your work. That's an honor, really, on our judges, from our judges' perspective. From my perspective, it is truly, something that will make you a better professional at the end of the day. So what we're going to cover today is case study submission, guidelines, some tips. We're going to go overview of the scoring process and kind of how it happens, and esthetician of the year. Jennifer, I spoke with her a little bit earlier today, and she said that there are sponsorships that are still available. She has some vendors that are willing to sponsor some players, and that if you are interested in that, reach out to her. She's info@theskingames.com, or I believe she's also Jennifer@theskingames.com. So, case studies, what are they? We have 3 parts initially to our case study. These 3 parts allow you to showcase your skills across different communication platforms. Not everybody is a perfect writer. Some people do amazing on video. Some people are not really great on video, but they can write like there's no tomorrow. So it allows you to be able to highlight your strengths and your skills across all different platforms, different communication platforms. So it's photos, written, and videos. Those are the 3 sections before we get to the interview portion for the finalists. You want to start your case study on or before November 15th if you have not started it already. The sooner you start it, the more time you have to prepare it, fine tune it, and get it uploaded. The deadline to submit your case studies are January 15th. Okay, we won't take any more after January 15th. So these 3 parts that you have to submit are your before and after photos. We need 6 in total, 3 before and 3 after. We need
Kelly, I can't hear you. Looks like we lost her for a second. Let me give her a call. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, perfect. So you want 6 in total, 3 befores. It's going to be your left, your right, and your front view, and then 3 afters. They need to be date stamped, whether you use the newspaper or a time app. If you're using an app, only put the date on there. I know that the timestamp apps allow you to put in your name, your business name, your model's name. You can put in longitude and latitude. We don't want any of that. We just want the date stamp, please. Your written case study will highlight your goals, your process, your product ingredient selection, modalities, special techniques, results. Submit that once you finish the entire 8-week process in its entirety. Do not submit that every week because chances are something will get lost in that if you do. So only submit the written case study once you've finished all 8 weeks. Your video diaries submissions, I cannot stress enough to match those to the guidelines that are on the website. There's a section in the rules that tells you what each topic of your 8 videos should be. There's 8 different things. 2 videos can be open topic discussion. You can talk about whatever you want in regards to your case study. Jennifer did say that she prefers the videos uploaded landscape, not portrait, because they perform better and you can use them for a lot more things other than Instagram and Facebook. Can everybody mute themselves, please? So she said that it's not in the rules, it's not bad. You don't get points docked or anything if you don't do it if you don't do it in landscape, but you can utilize it for a whole lot more if you do. And let's see, you can upload everything with file transfer, WeTransfer, or Smash. That is on the website at theskingames.com where it says media upload. She also said that when you submit a video to her, to check the YouTube page to make sure it's there. You'll have a playlist with your name and all the categories that you're in. So just double check when you submit videos to her that everything is there and it presents like you want it to. Make sure everything is complete before you submit it. Okay. Your guidelines, read the rules. I will say this over and I tell my judges all the time, read the rules, read the rules, read the rules. Robin will attest to that. And so those are at theskingames.com. You want to make sure that all are, if you don't put your before pictures in there correctly with the timestamp, you will lose points if there's not a timestamp on that. If the if you don't have a left or a right, you're going to lose points for that. So just make sure that you have everything that you need. And if you're not sure, reach out to Jennifer. She will check and make sure that everything's there. Better this gets done before January 15th. So we don't want to wait till the last minute, because once January 15 rolls over, we are getting these case studies prepared to go to the judges, and we don't have time to go back and go, oh, well, Janice, you So I said earlier on a live that we did that we were more focused on ingredients than we are brand names and products. And I think that I was not very clear in my meaning and my intent behind my statement. So I apologize for creating massive amounts of confusion around this. You do not get your point. There's no points deducted for mentioning a brand name or product. You're not going to get in trouble. There's nothing wrong with that. What you do need to include is the ingredients that are in said brand name or product and what they do and why you chose them. The reason I made the suggestion of not utilizing brand names and products was to save you room, because you only have 10 pages. That was the only intent behind that, was to save you all room, so you aren't stressing about how in the world am I going to get all this information in on 10 pages? Because trust me, you're going to write a novel before this thing is over. So there's no point deductions made if you mention Clayton Chagall. I don't even know a brand name. I don't know a product name. I'm sorry. Clay mask, whatever. That's fine, as long as you say that clay mask contains bentonite, and bentonite can be hydrating, drying, or whatever the properties are of bentonite clay. The judges are mainly interested in why you chose the specific products, including their ingredient profiles. Okay. They're looking to make sure that the ingredients align with the model's skin type, the condition, and they also align with the category. So we are not going to be using TCA. I don't know. I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry, Robin. So you can mention the product name all day long, but you do need to make sure that you throw in what that product does and a couple of key benefits. What we don't want you doing is copying and pasting the ingredient deck into the case study because we don't need to know what every single ingredient is in the product. Every product, cleansers have specific key ingredients that are targeted towards skin type and condition, and those are the ones that we want to know about. So absolutely mention the product names, because this is your marketing material. You're going to utilize these videos that you create for your own personal use, and you're going to hashtag, and you're going to use them for your SEO. So mention names, mention product brands, because I might want to know what Keisha's using in her case study, because her results were banging, and I want to get those same results for my clients. So I may want to investigate what she utilized, and you can do the same thing for equipment manufacturers. As long as you know what that modality does and why you're using it in your particular case study on your model, and as long as it applies to their skin type and condition, then you're fine. I apologize for the misunderstanding with all of that. That was not my intent at all. So I was just trying to give you guys a little bit of space room on your written stuff. Does that help? Is everybody? Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to complete your case study. Number one is understand your treatment plan, understand your ingredients, understand your modalities if you choose to use them. You don't have to use equipment. if that is not what you do. We have estheticians that do very, very well utilizing products and their hands to get great results. So we just want to know why you use them and to make sure that you understand that they do match your client's skin type, your model's skin type, condition, and the category in which you entered. Outcomes. Are the model, judges are looking for your outcome. Are the model's results reasonable and realistic for that 8-week case study time and the treatment plan that you created? We understand that you are not going to clear acne 100% in 8 weeks. We understand that you're not going to clear melasma in 8 weeks, but we want to make sure that you're making sound choices and you're developing solid treatment plans with ingredients and modalities that are appropriate for the category in which you're competing. So I suggest presenting your written work clearly, logically, and concisely. So use your bullet points. You don't have to type out full complete sentences as in, I used this cleanser that contains licorice root extract, willow bark extract, and it just say cleanser has licorice root extract, which is calming to the skin, and willow bark extract, which is also calming and a little bit of an microbial effect to the skin. You don't have to type out full sentences. We understand that your protocol has steps to it. So you want step 1 is cleansing, step 2 is whatever your toning is, or whatever, however your protocol goes. You don't have to write out full paragraphs or sentences. So you want clear, concise, written bullet points, or however you want to set it up, as long as you stay within that 10-page guideline. In your videos, if you're anything like me, when I was creating my videos, y'all are going to laugh at me. I was sitting in my closet, which was not a walk-in closet. It was one of those bifold things, right? I'm sitting in my closet trying to do my voiceover on my video, because we lived on a very busy street and you could hear road noise if I tried to record in my living room. So I'm sitting in my closet with my clothes all around my head and recording this voiceover, and I sound like this. I used Institute Dermed's brightening cleanser that has, I sounded like a drone. It was awful. So a couple of suggestions that I have for you is to have fun creating your videos. Smile if you're doing a voiceover. Smile when you're talking, because it comes across. Let's see. Set aside time to work on your case studies. Please do not wait until the last minute. There is a distinct difference from the case studies that have been carefully constructed and the ones that were not. Judges can tell. They read through all of the case studies before they even start scoring, and there's vast differences between them. We do also understand that all of you are you're at different skill levels, you have different experience, and we're able to understand and see that. But a poorly constructed case study that someone just did at the last minute, it's very, very obvious to those who've spent time that they needed to take to create their case studies. Review them. If you have a sponsor, submit your case study to them and have them proofread it for you. Don't let them rewrite it, because this needs to be your words. You need to understand what's being submitted. But you are absolutely allowed to share it with other professionals and say, hey, would you mind giving this a look over? My husband is an esthetician by association, and he proofread everything that before I submitted it. Because you're creating it, and in your head you're saying you're seeing what you want to see, and sometimes you can't see typos, you can't see duplications, you won't be able to see all of that stuff. So it's always great to have a second pair of eyes. Scoring process. How are your case studies scored? So there's 3 portions, and the first that you submit, first are photos, before and afters, written and video diary. the judges are going to score photos and written without knowing the identity of the player. We do this to ensure fairness. Also, if we also do not allow judges who are sponsoring players to score the category that they have sponsored players in. The first portion is done blind, which is the photos and the written, where there's no identifying information. They don't know who you are, and it's based on the rules. So I'm going to say it again. Please refer back to the rules that are on the website. It needs to be submitted by January 15th. And you need to start your case study no later than the 15th of November. So photos are worth 30 points. We need 3 views, your left, your front, and your right for your before, and 3 views, left, front, and right of your after. So that's 6 in total. And again, the date stamp only on the photo if you're using a timestamp app. Your written report, it's worth 20 points. It is also scored blind. They're looking for clarity, detail, and relevance to category requirements. The judges are going to look for measurable outcomes and they're going to evaluate your treatment strategy and your product, ingredient, and modality use. It's limited to 10 pages. And I've instructed the judges that they are allowed to stop reading at page 10. So if you submit 15 pages, they're going to stop at page 10 if they want to. You're only going to be scored on those 10 pages though, because we have up to 35 players in some categories, and that's 350 pages that they then have to read through if everybody completes and submits. Okay. Video submission is not done blind because we can see you in the videos and we love seeing you in the videos. Those are worth 20 points and there are 8 videos. The topics are in the rules and need to be 2 minutes long. The judges also have the option to stop watching at 2 minutes because that's 8 videos per case study. You get 20 players. That's 160 2-minute videos that these people have to watch. So that's a lot of videos. So each case study is then scored with 70 points available. The top 10 or so, sometimes we've had 12 or 13 highest scoring submissions advance to the interview portion, which is done at the live event. The interview portion is for the finalists, and that's done at the live event. It's 30 points. It's 15 minutes long. And your interview is going to be individualized and it's going to be constructed based upon the questions that the judge include in their scoring from your written, your photos, and your video diaries. So the finalists then are invited to come for an in-person interview with panels of judges. Attendance is mandatory at the live event. Unfortunately, we cannot accommodate virtual interviews. We've tried in the past, and the logistics are just too hard. So we understand that things happen, and we're really, really sad when they do, but we just can no longer attempt to do virtual interviews. It's too difficult. The judges are going to assess your professionalism, your knowledge, and they're going to focus on your ability to explain your work and your results. So know your case study inside out and upside down. The interview score is then added to your overall score, and the best out of 100 take first, second, and third. And then I think the last part that I have, well, there's 2 more things. Esthetician of the Year. Esthetician of the Year is determined by entering 3 or more qualifying categories. New esthetician is not a qualifying category because old people like me cannot enter new esthetician category. So that one is not a qualifying category for Esthetician of the Year. Esthetician of the Year is calculated from total points across the top 3 scores in the categories that except for new esthetician. So placement in individual categories does not determine esthetician of the year. So it's your bet. You have a total of 300 points, and the person with the most points wins esthetician of the year. That means that you could place second in age management, which is a really tough category, and beat somebody's first in compromised. Does that make sense? Somebody could get all seconds and still come out with esthetician of the year if the categories that where they've scored or their points were more than somebody else's first place in another category. So we have a question and answer time coming up. So I hope that you all have lots of questions. So this is your to-do list as a player. Follow your submission guidelines meticulously. Stay engaged in this and ask questions. And just try to maintain this curiosity and this level of participation all the way through the final process. Work on your before and after photos, work on your written case study, work on your video diaries. Book your hotel. Right now, I do know that they don't charge you to make a hotel reservation. I know that the rooms will sell out and they will not give her any more. So if you go ahead and make that room reservation, then you've got it. Hotel, obviously, flight, the sooner you book your hotel, your flight, the less expensive it can be. I do encourage you to come regardless of the outcome of whether or not you become a finalist. Because this is so much more than just a competition. It's a vendor show. There's education. We have Skin Boss Mastermind. We have Skin Feud, which is like a trivia game. We have Spa Tank, which is a little bit, it's a play on Shark Tank where people pitch their ideas and get funding. It is a trade show. We have vendors there that have product and equipment that is very relevant to what we do for a living, and they want to show it to you. A lot of times the people who end up showing up are the owners and the product formulators. They're not people that have been hired to work the booth for the weekend. So you get that one-on-one contact with the people that you want one-on-one contact with. I want to encourage you to focus on doing your best. I know the work that you've done from the moment that you decided to enter this competition has been challenging and emotionally stretching you and professionally stretching you, and just finish strong. Every single point matters. People do not win first, second, and third with somebody getting a 95, somebody getting a 90, and somebody getting an 85. They win first, second, and thirds with 97.2, 96.8. There are very slim margins between these points. So every single bit of effort that you put into your case study will translate over onto your scorecard. I promise you that. I'm super excited to meet you all in person. And I know the judges are looking forward to your case studies. So please, again, plan to attend the event regardless of the outcome of your case study. And I can't wait to help celebrate with you at the event. Now, the floor comes to